Back everyone, and welcome to Like a Reprinted Book, the 5th edition of the Friday Night Football Showdown. I'm Blake Brannon, joined as always by Mr. Matt DiGregorio. A ton of great matchups on the way tonight. Matt, this will be the last time for non-region play for a handful of teams.
Yeah, Blake, exactly right. Region play just about 2 weeks away, so this week it's time for some final tests before we get into the most important games of the year.
Yeah, make the playoff push in region play. That's where you live and die by
Absolutely.
seasons in that. But we have some great matchups for you tonight, including one that's been brewing for a few years now. Finally able to hit the field. Last time Picayune and Ocean Springs were on the field, I was in high school back in 2012. Governor Tate Reeves on hand in lead triplet as the Ocean Springs Greyhounds make the trip north to take on the Picayune Maroon Tide. Very first play of the game, Darrell Smith gets the edge, gets the handoff, gets the sideline, and burns his way down at 69 yards to the house, and the Tide would take an early lead 7-0. Ocean Springs on the move now after a Picayune fumble. Quarterback Will Berglund sees the linebackers move, decides to call his own number. 3 on the jersey, 6 points on the board. Greyhounds tied up after the PAT. Hounds driving again, this time through the air, finds Bryson Smith at the pylon. He squeaks his way in for the score. They would lead 14-7. Greyhounds down on the other end now, forced to punt. Smith lets it bounce around, goes to pick it up at the last second, but can't get a handle on it. Greyhounds would recover, and they are set up inside the red zone once again. They would tack on a field goal after that. They take a 17-7 lead into the halftime break, and Ocean Springs would keep the pedal down. They take it 31-21 on the road over Picayune.
Wow, Picayune, second loss of the season. Hancock making the trip across the state tonight. They head over to Van Cleve to take on the Bulldogs. Pretty cool moment right there before the game. Van Cleve honoring America with a giant American flag brought out by the middle school football team. Opening kickoff is a brilliant onside kick by Hunter Harper, but the Bulldogs are just unable to fall on it after forcing a Hancock punt. Quarterback Hunter Parker gets picked off by the Hawks safety Tyron Ramsey, who doesn't have to go far for 6. Hancock off to a great start as they try to stay unbeaten on the season. Later in the first quarter, Dylan Moran takes the snap, airs it out deep towards the end zone, and he connects with his receiver, Caleb Schaefer. That doubles the Hancock lead. Van Cleve playing without a few key pieces up front tonight, and that led to early offensive struggles, which the Bulldogs couldn't come back from. Hancock stays undefeated by way of a 28-14 victory over Van Cleve.
5-0 Hancock is. It's time to get tropical now, though. Let's head over to West Harrison. Coach Quincy Patrick and the Canes welcoming in John Feaster and Moss Point. Hurricane defense swarming. Carter Cuevas flies in for the stop in the backfield. Doesn't take the West Harrison offense long, though, to crack the scoreboard. Jeremy Jones on the run right up the middle, breaks into the clear. Jones scores the touchdown and gives the Hurricanes an early 7-0 lead. West Harrison also making some big plays through the air. Quarterback Brady Martin drops back the long pass, connects with Jamad McGowan in stride. Beautiful ball for the score. West Harrison up 14-0, but they aren't done there, looking to add a little bit more. But Moss Point forces Jones to fumble the ball, rolls its way, though, after a brief scrum, rolls its way into the end zone. Terrence Jones picks it up and returns it out to the 30-yard line, but the Tigers can't capitalize on the turnover. West Harrison led 28-0 at halftime. Hurricanes win this one big with a shutout, 49-0.
West Harrison pretty good at football. Over at St. Martin, the Yellow Jackets still looking for their first win in the year as East Central makes the trip down from Hurley. We'll pick this one up in the second quarter. Hornets up 21-0, and Elias D'Angelo gets to Logan Jeffries for the sack. The Yellow Jackets trying to do something against the Hornets defense before halftime, though, and I'd say this qualifies as something. The very next play, Jeffries hitting Narell White, who is the only one on the other side of the 50. More than 85 yards on the throw and catch. That cuts the deficit to 14. Ensuing kickoff, Elijah Bradley fields it. He gets a few blocks. A little methodical here. He takes it just short of midfield. With under 2 minutes to work, though, it doesn't matter. East Central trying to find a way, and Benjamin Myrick gets outside and turns on the afterburners, pushed outside inside the 10-yard line. 3 plays later, he cleans it up for East Central's 4th touchdown of the first half. But when you have one of the top receivers in the state and an Ole Miss commit, Narell White, any time on the clock means there's a chance, and he makes that happen. But hey, wait, flag comes out at the end of this play. Offsetting penalties, they go back. Doesn't matter. Jeffries hits White on the screen pass under 30 seconds to play. White does the rest himself. He cuts the deficit in half, and this one came down to the wire at the end. A little couple late scores there for East Central. They end up taking it 63-42 the final.
As the battle of mascots that can sting you. Over at Harrison Central, Rebels with an out-of-town opponent taking on the 4A South State champions in the Mendenhall Tigers. We'll start this one out with a field goal from Harrison Central. The only points put up in the first half was this field goal. Paris Leitch puts it through the uprights. Back and forth defensive struggle the entire first half, just not letting up. Harrison Central defense seems to be more punishing for the Mendenhall Tigers. Miles Womack tries to make something happen, runs the ball down himself, getting a first down, but next play, Miles Womack tosses it to Cameron Smith, but the pressure of Trevin Deans, Harrison Central's defense, causes him to fumble. Recovered by the Rebels, Josiah Vaughn. Rebels don't make anything. Nothing happens after the fumble return and the Tigers ball once again. Womack throws it deep, but that looks like a pass to Harrison Central, easily intercepted by Trevon Deans once again. And then the Rebels with a nice punt a little bit later right into the arms of Jay Ulmer, but great. Don't never outkick your coverage, man. Nowhere to go, scrambling around the field, eventually gets taken down. Ball pops out, but it will pop out of bounds. But Harrison Central coming to win this one back in the second half, 23-6 over Mendenhall.